What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, back with another New York Giants video. Now, I know I said I was going to do a Benjamin Victor video today, but instead I decided to go with a guy that I know a lot of New York Giants fans are excited about and definitely interested in. That is Rysen John, this 6'7", 237-pound skyscraper out of Canada that the New York Giants signed as an undrafted free agent. He had 861 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns last season. It's a nice story, you know. I was reading a little bit about it that he said he was waiting for the phone to ring, and when it didn't after the Giants took Tay Crowder, that he kind of just went back to playing the card game with his buddies. 5 minutes after the draft ended, you know, Tischer's on the phone saying, hey, man, we'd like you to become a New York Giant. So it's just a really nice story. And again, we don't know exactly what Rysen John is going to be, but obviously he brings a ton of size at 6'7", 237. That is a big boy. He runs a 4.6 40, so it's not like he's a slow-footed wide receiver. You always root for these guys, man, and again, just the absolute physical presence of this guy is something to behold. There's no doubt about that. So if there's any way that this guy can make the team, obviously this is a guy that you would use in red zone situations. It would be nice to have a guy like that that could develop the skills to play in the NFL. Obviously, he would need a lot of work. He's obviously very raw, because if he wasn't, he would have got drafted by somebody. But this is what's so intriguing about, you know, the draft and the NFL and everything else. I mean, there's just so many prospects from all over the world, and you really don't know anything about these guys until you hear something like this. And even so, it's hard to find a lot of things on Rysen John because, again, he played up in Canada, so there's not a lot of film on him. There is his Twitter account, which you can go there and watch some film on him. He's got great hands, and he looks like he could be really good. But again, there's a reason that these guys are where they are as far as being drafted. But again, this is the coach's job. You get a guy like this, you get a guy with that physical stature. This is something that you can't teach. You're either born you're either born to grow to 6'7" or you're not. So I love it. I love this story about this kid. And again, I know a lot of Giants fans, you know, when they heard we signed him, were extremely excited. Like, Baddog, you got to check this guy out. Baddog, you got to get a look at this guy, man. He's huge. He's fast. You know, he can catch. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. This is part of the fun for me. You know, I know a lot of people normally aren't interested in the third day of the draft. I think this year was a little different because obviously we don't have a lot to do. But the third day of the draft, it's a Saturday, it's in the afternoon. A lot of people don't want to be in their house, especially on a late April day, because outside of New York, it's usually pretty nice outside in late April. You know, when you want to go out, you want to have a cookout, you want to hang out with your family and friends on a Saturday. So normally day 3 of the draft doesn't get a ton of publicity and a ton of viewers. Like I said, this year was a little different because of the circumstances, but still, I'm always a guy that enjoys seeing the third round and hearing about the undrafted free agents, because these are guys that a lot of people don't know about, and you go back and you do your research, say all these guys have a certain skill set, or they would have never been drafted at any point. They wouldn't even go to a team, even as an undrafted free agent. Somebody wouldn't sign them, but they didn't see something that they felt like they could coach. But these are always the guys that you root for. These are the guys where you try to find the diamond in the rough. These are the guys that maybe, you know, they can produce at some point. You're like, man, you look like a genius. I mean, remember, Victor Cruz was an undrafted free agent. He was an undrafted free agent. He played extremely well for the New York Giants for years. A lot of people consider Victor Cruz one of the best receivers in the New York Giants history. The guy went undrafted out of UMass. So you never know where these guys could come from. I think Rysen John's an interesting story, and we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing what he has for Big Blue, you know, when we get to training camp, when we get to football activities, which is hopefully sooner than later. So that's all I got in this video. Love this signing. I love what the Giants have done with undrafted free agents. They're all intriguing. I think they all have a really good skill set. We'll see what the coaches can do with these guys, and I hope everybody's staying safe out there. And until next time, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Until next time, it's a Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!